Hi, everyone. Welcome to Octaro. We're going to be channeling a message from one of the ancient Egyptian gods today. I already did one, but I feel like getting a message from another one. So let's see. Let's see who has a message for us today. All right, we have the goddess Neith. She is the goddess of perseverance. Okay. All right. Neith, what is the topic of discussion? All right, moving on. Okay. All right, so someone here, you could be moving. Is you're gonna have to persevere through that. Um, if you're actually moving from like a place to place, you may have to do it alone, or it may be something you have to persevere through. Like it may be difficult. Yeah. But someone here, you're moving on from something. You're no longer stuck on something. I feel like you've persevered through something. Now you can move on. Like now you're going to the next step. You've been through something. Now it's time to go to the next phase, or you've persevered long enough. All right. All right. So we have the Three of Cups coming out, the Devil reverse, the Seven of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Five of Swords reverse, and the Six of Swords reverse, with the Seven of Swords reverse on the bottom. All right. All right. So I feel like for those of you who are watching, it's like you've just kind of been like at home. Like you've been happy being a homebody or something like that. Like maybe you realize a lot of people are gossiping, or like when people go out, you feel like, yeah, nothing really happens except we just gossip about our lives or other people. Like this is how you feel. So you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna stay home and nurture myself, or I feel better by myself, or just with like a really small group of friends or something. You want to do things by yourself. You feel independent. You feel like you're moving on from like a certain phase in your life. Okay. I just feel like you're only investing in things that you feel like can actually benefit you. I feel like you're realizing like, yeah, I'm kind of free to do what I want. Like with the Devil reverse here, you're not attached to anything. This is why you're able to move on. So yeah, I just feel like you're moving on from certain things. You're claiming your power. You realize you've been through something, and you don't have to stay where you are. You don't have to deal with something anymore. You may be trying to move on. Like you feel like you've been dealing with something long enough. You're like, yeah, it's time for me to move on. Neith sees you. She sees that you've been persevering or dealing with something for a long time. Um, yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and get an angel number on the table. We're gonna look this number up towards the end of the reading. All right, we got 1255. All right. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people who like want to like who are trying to get revenge on you, or trying to like you don't want to be around people because you know that they like to get revenge. I feel like this is what you're persevering through. People who like to get revenge. You're like, yeah, I'm tired of dealing with people who like to get revenge or who like to play get back. I want to be free from that. I don't want to deal with that shit anymore. I feel like you're above that, so this is why Neith is going to grant you to move on. She sees how you handle people who try to like get you to regret things, or try to like who try to get revenge on you. I feel like you just stay in this Queen of Pentacles energy. You're just like, yeah, I'm still good. I'm still living my best life. Okay. Cause like right now, I'm seeing like you're just trying to grow everything that you care about. That's all you want to do. All right, we have penny pincher. All right, so you could be doing a lot of saving. This is how you're going to be able to move or get away from these people is by penny pinching or just counting every dollar, dime. Neith has been watching you do that. Get one more, and then we have loans. All right, so you could be dealing with loans too, or you could have loans. All right, this is why you're penny pinching because you have loans you have to pay. So you're like, yeah, trying to make sure I use my money wisely or whatever. Okay. All right, we have gossip. What did I fucking say? What did I say? So yeah, you could be a gossiper. Maybe this is something that you're moving on from, but I feel like you're not dealing with the gossip anymore. You don't want to gossip anymore. If you are a gossiper, you're not doing it anymore, and you don't want to be around people who do gossip. All right, so just be careful not to gossip. All right, but I feel like that this is how you were feeling. You're like, yeah, what's the point in going out? Like the only thing people do when they go out is gossip or do small talk. You're like above that or something. Like you're tired of doing that. And then we have top secret info. Yeah, because I feel like your life is like you have secrets that you want to keep. You have things that you're working on or things that you don't want to be telling people. So you're like, yeah, I don't want to go out. I don't want to go out right now. I don't want to go out because I have secrets. I have things that, I'm working on that I'm doing that I don't want people to know about. When I go out with people, they want to be all up in my business. They're asking me questions. Oh, when are you moving? Oh, how are things going? Like it's like evil eye or something. So you're like, yeah, this is top secret info. I'm not telling nobody. Like, so be careful not to gossip too much or gossip at all because you may say something to someone on accident. So I feel like you already know this about yourself. So you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna go out or I'm not gonna just talk about deep stuff in my life. Like let's keep it surface level or something like that, especially if you know that people always trying to get revenge or always try to get something on you or they're always trying to get the tea on your life or whatever. All right, we have Egyptian deities. So yeah, um, just know that people are okay. So I feel like people know that you are into the Egyptian deities. They're going to try to hurt you because of that. All right. There are people who despise people who worship the Egyptian deities, who feel like it's evil, demonic, whatever the case is. This is why people want to get revenge on you. This is why people don't like you. All right. They feel like, this is, yeah. So I feel like the Egyptian deities are telling you top secret information. Neith sees how hard it is for you to keep this to yourself or what you're learning or whatever the case. I feel like you have a lot of knowledge here from the Egyptian deities. They granted this they've gifted you with this information. So I feel like now Neith is like, all right, you've persevered through a lot. I feel like Neith is going to talk to the Egyptian deities. Like the Egyptian deities, that it's not like Christianity. There's not one God who's just like, oh yeah, do this, do that, that's right, that's wrong. Like the Egyptian deities, they congregate, they come together, they communicate to each other saying, hey. So I feel like Neith is going to the other gods on your behalf saying, look, this person has been going through this for a long time. They're around people who gossip, they're around people who want to get revenge, who try to make them regret stuff, who like they need to move. So I feel like Neith is going to the other Egyptian gods like, look, this person needs to move or they need to be able to move on in some type of fashion because they're around people who gossip. We've given this person top secret info. How long do you expect this person to keep this to themselves, or how long do you expect them to be around these revengeful people and not use this information on them or something? Like it's like you're like precious cargo right now. Like you have important information that the gods need you to like to keep to yourself, but it's like people are pestering you. So it's like Neith is like, no, this person needs to move or get away from these people because it's like you're like a small breach to security, but not really. It's like they need you to move to a different place or something. All right, we have WWJD. All right, so obviously that's so ironic that I pulled this card next because I was saying it's not like Christianity. So I feel like this is why these people are coming to you like, okay, well, what would Jesus do? Or what would such and such do? And you're like, well, I don't really care what Jesus does because I don't follow Jesus. I feel like people want to get revenge on you because of that. So this is like Christianity versus like Egyptology or Kemetism or like I feel like you need to get out of this mindset of asking, okay, what would Jesus do? Jesus, he's great. Like I definitely believe Jesus was a real person, but I do not believe in following Jesus. I believe that we embody the energy of Jesus. I believe that, yes, we can die and come back again. Yes, I believe that we can perform miracles. Yes, I believe in all of this stuff that Jesus did, but like, can we leave Jesus alone? So I feel like maybe you know the secrets of Jesus, or you already understand Jesus already. You're ready to move on. You're like, yeah, I'm moving on away from Jesus. I'm moving towards the Egyptian deities. Now that you're here, you're watching my channel, you're understanding a lot of information, or whatever, you're understanding more about your life, you're getting these messages or whatever. Now you need to move away from the people who are trying to make you like regret doing that. So it's like it's time for you to move on, but I feel like you've moved on. Like you're no longer a Christian, or you're no longer like living that lifestyle or whatever. I feel like these people are gonna try to make you like poor or something. Like they want you to like go broke spending money on them or something. So yeah, I feel like you're about to be moved. I feel like you're about to be relocated or something. Yeah. We have the Seven of Swords as the advice, Seven of Swords reverse. So I feel like you should tell the truth. If people are like, "Oh, are you Christian?" No. So I feel like that's the only gossip that you should say. Like I feel like that's the gossip. People want to know if you're Christian or not, or well, who do you follow? Do you follow Jesus or the Egyptian deities? You're like, yeah, I've persevered through Christianity. I'm not doing that again. I'm moving on. Yeah, high priestess. Yeah, you just have toxic information. You're into witchcraft, or you're into the secrets of Egypt or whatever. Like you're being bestowed this information. Now it's time for you to move on. Like if you're not Christian, why are you going to church? Why are you subjecting yourself to that? Like it's like this is the type of energy you're dealing with or whatever. So I feel like you're more so into like the secrets and the mysteries and stuff like that. You could be a Pisces. Watching, I'm getting Pisces, Capricorn. Yeah, you could have Pisces and Capricorn highly aspected in your chart for some of you. But yeah, you need to you need to be very conscious of what you say. Yeah, I feel like you're free. Like you're just free. You're like, yeah, everyone's like, oh, like I feel like there's people who feel like you know too much and you're saying too much. Like you're like, well, I'm not Christian anymore. Like I don't know. It's like people expect you to still behave like you're a Christian and you're not. Like if you're a Christian watching, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know why you're here if you're Christian, but this is what I'm getting. Like people are like, oh well, it's like people want to come make you feel sad. Like, okay, well, what would Jesus do? You're like, well, Jesus died and came back. I'm trying to do that too. Like this is how you're talking, or this is how you talk to people. So you're like, yeah, it's best I stay home because like people are not going to understand this. They're not going to get it. Like you're like, yeah, like it's like people can't handle the type of information that you know, high priestess. So Neith is going to talk to the other Egyptian deities and be like, look, they've persevered with the Christians too much. It's time for them to get away from them. So I don't know where you're going to go. This is giving like Exodus type energy. Like it's time for you to exit. It's time for you to leave. Um, yes, we have the Ten of Swords. I just put the deck on the Ten of Swords reverse. I feel like you've learned the lessons. You've moved on. It's time for you. It's like you're outgrowing this energy. Okay. So I feel like if anyone's asking you, "Oh, are you with Jesus? Or are you with the Egyptians?" You're like, "I'm with the Egyptians." I already understand Jesus. I already understand WWJD. I already know what Jesus would do. Jesus would die and then come back. What is that? What happens when you die and come back? What is that? What is that called? It's like Christians sit here and worship Jesus and what Jesus did, but they don't think that everyone can do what Jesus did. Like y'all think it's only one. No, there's multiple. Okay, so this is like a lesson here. So I feel like I just feel like people want you to like regret this type of mindset. Oh, you're worshiping the Egyptian deities, or you believe in Egyptology, or you da 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 da. Da. Like this is a conversation that's going on, and you're telling people like, yeah, like I mean, Jesus died and came back. You don't think that's reincarnation? You don't, or you don't think that's like magic, or you don't think like how did you think that happened? You believed in that, but you don't believe in magic, or you don't believe in like okay, so all right, I'm moving on. Like that's how you're like it's like you're gonna shut these people up by like this is supposed to be top secret information, but it's not. Like it's there. It's like you're like, okay, like it's like it's like the clash here. I don't know who these people are that you're dealing with, but it's like they're trying to use Christianity to convince you to not follow these gods, but it's like you're not saying you're not you don't believe it. You just these people don't understand why you're not Christian anymore. Basically, that's the best way I can put it. When you go out with people, they don't understand why you're not Christian. So it is the holidays. You could be around your family or whatever. They don't understand why you're not Christian. It's because you have top secret information. So the more information you get, the more freedom you are, the more free you are. Um, so yeah, when you're talking to people, when you're doing the small talk, and they see what you they see, like they can tell that, oh, you want to come to church. You're like, oh no, I'm not gonna go to church. I don't do that anymore. They're like, what? Like there's it's confusing. Or yeah, community, official person. Yeah, I feel like this is like a pastor you used to talk to, or I just feel like you're in a different community now. It's time for you to go to be in a different community or whatever. You're switching communities, and you're an official person. You understand. You have top secret information. You're official. Like you really understand this stuff. You really study the Egyptian gods and what the things that they do and stuff like that. I feel like you understand Jesus too. Like you understand the secrets of Jesus. You understand that. So you're like, yeah, I'm moving on. Like I don't need to be a Christian. Okay. So there's like a gray area here. These people want you to keep the gray area, but you're like, no, you're like, yeah, no, I get it. I'm a high priestess. Like I know all the secrets. It's like people don't think you know. Like it's just weird. It's just weird. Um I just feel like you're growing out of like um the past. Like you're moving on. Okay, so now I feel like these people are like, well, I want all my stuff back. If you're not going to believe in Jesus, I'm going to take my stuff back, or anything like. So I feel like if these people loaned you anything, they're like, yeah, I want that back. That's for Christians only. You're like, okay, I'll move on. I'll leave. Okay. So this is literally just about the transition. Like I feel like a lot of people, like a lot of people growing up, they were like born into Christianity. NEITH is like, yeah, this person has persevered through that long enough. It's time for them to move on. It's like this is what you're saying to people. You're like, yeah, can we move on from that? Like, I don't want to talk about that. So yeah. They're like, what would Jesus do? Oh, well, Jesus would walk on water. So I mean, Jesus would turn that to wine. So I mean, that's what Jesus would do, right? That's what you preach. That's what you study is Jesus doing witchcraft, right? Like this is what we were taught all our lives is Jesus doing witchcraft. Am I right or wrong? And then like once you reveal that truth, then they're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like that's what I'm getting. So you already understand this. It's like you've moved past. Like I feel like the Christians are Christians because they don't understand that they can't read the text and they can't they can't read the Bible and understand that this is straight up witchcraft. Like y'all keep giving the glory to this God that y'all don't know about, that y'all not really connected to or whatever. I don't want to talk bad about Christians, but from my personal experience, a lot of Christians, it's like they talk about God like they don't really understand the energies of God. I feel like the Egyptian deities split up like the different cornerstones of the one God energy and gives you a pathway to narrow that energy and focus on it. But people are like, "Oh, well, what would Jesus do?" We talked about Jesus. You're like, "Well, Jesus would turn my glass into wine and I would be drunk right now not dealing with you. So what's next?" Like that's how you're responding. Like you're just free. Like you're just like, "You know what? I'm free to do what I want. I can say whatever I want about Christianity, about whatever." Like you're moving on. You've persevered through the Christian community. Literally. That's what I'm saying. Like you've Neith, the goddess Neith has sat here and watched you persevere from year to year to year through the Christians. And it's like I've seen you're gonna have an opportunity. Someone's gonna be like, "Oh, well, what would Jesus do? Or what would Jesus say? Or what would da da da?" Da," and you're like, "Well, Jesus would walk on water. Ain't that witchcraft? Y'all don't think that? Y'all, if I did that right now, y'all would call me a witch and hang me, wouldn't y'all? This is like the point you're trying to prove. So I feel like Neef is saying like if you have to go around a pastor or the Christian community for the holidays, or you find yourself around these Christians and they're trying to say that what you're doing is wrong, or the fact that you follow Kemet or whatever is wrong, and they're trying to use Jesus as like a as a crutch. You're like, okay, yeah, I hear you, but that's not witchcraft. Jesus doing all this stuff. He wasn't like an amazing warlock. We can't just call him that. We have to say that his power came from something else, some unspoken God that y'all just say is a he, and he's our Father, he's our Lord. Like, I just feel like you're gone. Like, you're not dealing with that anymore. Um, so yeah, this is the message that I'm getting. All right, like heavy and strong. Um, I do want to pull a queen here. All right, we have Tanit, the goddess of pleasure. Yeah, so I feel like it just makes you happy. I feel like if you're like, well, why? Well, why are you following the Egyptian deities? You're like, because it pleases me. You're like, yeah, I believe in Jesus. I just feel like he was a warlock, or I just feel like he did amazing miracles, and I can do it too if I really, 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 really try, or something like that. It's like you've been through it. You've been through the motions. You've been through the manipulation. You've been through the revenge. You've been through how people try to make you feel shitty. You've been through people trying to come to you and pray the gay away. You've been through all of these things where people are trying to manipulate you and all this stuff. You already have the secrets. So now that you have the secrets, no one can stop you. You are not stuck. You are not bound. You are the devil reverse. You are not bound to Christianity or Jesus or any of that stuff, any community. If one day you decided, hey, I don't want to follow the Egyptian deities one day and I want to go to India and learn about Buddhism or whatever the case, it's like you're not stuck to any one religion. You are coexisting with all of them, but you already understand Christianity. You're following whatever pleases you. That's what's happening. So there's certain people that can't handle that. Just be ready for them to gossip about you. I feel like you've already been through that anyway, so you're able to move on. Um, okay. I don't know. I keep repeating myself, but I feel like this is an important message for someone. Like, someone is dealing with this or having a hard time. Like, you may have a hard time expressing this to people. You're like, well, I don't know. I already understand Jesus. So what's next? They may say, "Oh, this is why you don't have money." You're like, maybe." Like, this is why you're penny pinching because you don't believe in Jesus. You're like, "Oh, really? Was Jesus rich? Was Jesus a millionaire? I mean, let me know. Am I supposed to be a millionaire right now?" It's like you're like using their own like revenge tactics or like um mindset against them, and it's like because you understand the mysteries, you understand the secrets. It's like you're ahead of these people. So Neith is like congratulating you. She's giving you a round of applause. She's like, yes, you've persevered through the Christians. You persevered through the BS. Thank you. Like, and I feel like she's going to talk on your behalf to the other deities who may not like be watching you as closely, persevere or whatever. Um, so yeah, I feel like I'm repeating myself. So I do want to pull Moonology here. All right, a time for healing, balsamic moon. Okay, so this is why Neith is going to say that you need to move on, or it's time for you to move because it's time for you to heal. Heal because you've been through this. It's like, yeah, you've persevered through this, but you still need to heal after persevering through this. Maybe this is what you've been trying to do. Yeah, you're very close to achieving your goal on the bottom. Like, you're very close to being able to get away from these people, or you know, not have to deal with them. All right. Is there anything that lies beneath the situation here that I'm not seeing? kicked to the curb, and toxic. Yeah. So these people, these could be people that like kicked you out their community, they kicked you out the church, or they kicked you out their house. They did something toxic to you. You're like, yeah, I don't want to be here. I want to move on. Go ahead, kick me out, call me toxic, or if this person's toxic and they kick you out, you're like, thank you. I wanted to be kicked out the church, or I wanted to be kicked out this community. I don't want to be here anymore. All right. So the major difference is Christians follow Jesus. People who are spiritually awake honor Jesus. They honor what he did. That's the difference. Okay? If you believe that, whatever. Some of you may not even believe in Jesus at all. But I feel like for those of you who persevered through Christianity, you studied it long enough, you were woke enough to listen to people, and you're like, yo, how is he performing all these miracles? Wouldn't that just be, if someone did that today, y'all would do the exact same thing that the people did to Jesus. Y'all would say Jesus was doing magic or witchcraft, hang him, just like y'all would hang me for believing in Egyptian deities and believing that magic is real. Like, do y'all not see the pattern? Like, you're like, do you not see the pattern, the cycle that you're stuck in? People, how people keep returning to the same energy. Like, you're like, okay, well, since y'all don't understand it, I'm leaving, and I feel like you're gonna be happier being gone. Okay, so let's look at this angel number 1255. Excuse me. All right. So this angel number prompts you to let go of old habits, worries, and fear. Allow for new opportunities to occur. It says adopt new habits and make new choices. Exactly. I'm gonna leave it on that note. Thank you so much for watching. If you feel like this resonates, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, respond to me. I love hearing y'all's feedback. And until next time, take care.